Hello everybody, how are you doing? I hope everybody's doing fine, I really do. You know, there's going to be some things playing in the background. I hope that this works right. The weather is real overcast and changey, and it's just nasty outside. So I'm not going to be making it outside. I'm making it in my garage, and I'm hoping the lighting's going to be just right. And then again, it may not be. For those of you that don't like cussing, criticism, telling things just the way they really are, this video may not be for you. But for those of you that are inclined and ready to hear the truth about some things you just don't know about, well, here we go. Alright, you all know that I've been doing stuff on Cerns for some time now. And I made a graph, which you're going to see hopefully back here in the background, where the sun and the north and the south pole, and then Cern's been on the side of the earth creating a magnetic field. Well, I got some flack from that. Sure did. And you're also going to see some other things. Comes from a super moderator or something to that effect. Now, before I get into real details about super moderators and such stuff as that, I'm going to explain a few things to you. Number one, I'm a ham operator. I know quite a bit about frequency, and I guess you could say I know a little, maybe more than a little, about amplifier designs and builds. And in fact, I built my own. There's the website that I've got up that I show pictures of it. And to give you a little bit more of a background on this, and I want you to listen closely. I'm 55 years old. And I've been messing with radios since I was 12 years old. I learned how to build my first antenna when I was 12 years old. And you're saying, well, what does that have to do with Cern? Well, the person that I'm talking about come out with a video stating that radio dissipates its power. Do you understand? In other words, it transmits off this antenna, and the further away it gets from the antenna, the weaker it gets. Well, in an aspect, that's correct. But the biggest aspect of it is it's not entirely true. And how do I mean that? Well, that means, number one, the sun. Listen to me closely. For all you sun lovers, it depends on the sun, the solar flares that we're having, the conditions, meaning the atmosphere. It means a lot of things. There's a thing called skip, if none of you have ever heard of it. Most of you radio people have heard of this. It's skip. That's where, back a few years ago, people were so excited to talk it. A lot of you people were still pissing in your diapers, the ones that are talking shit. But back when the CB craze was the number one thing, like, let's see, cell phones? That was our cell phone back then. That was our craze, like the cell phone craze. Okay? Basically, they're the same thing, believe it or not. They're both radios. Did you know that? Well, you do now. If you didn't know, that's what this is. A cell phone is a radio. It transmits through a repeater. It comes from CB radio, or actually, it came from ham operators that was transmitting through dispatch places where they could talk through their ham radio, which was a little walkie-talkie, to a landline. Because we didn't have cell phones, we had landlines. Okay? Now to get back to this skip, if you transmit 100 watts and you got a guy that's sitting right next to you, you're burying his needle, right? Yeah. 5 watts, you're still burying his needle. If you're transmitting and you're hitting the ionosphere in the right direction at the right point of time, just like nuclear bombs, they say can't go off unless you have the atmosphere, the planet alignment, and all of this crap to trigger the nuclear bomb. Let's see, it's called radio, listen to me closely, it's called radioactive. Radioactive, radio or nuclear bomb. Radioactive. Radioactive. Get me? Now that's the scientist that said that, not me. I'm just repeating what I heard. Now, as far as the radios and the skip, you can be transmitting 5 watts. Okay? And you're here in England from the United States, no matter what part of it you're in, England, Australia, doesn't matter. If they're pegging your needle further than the guy that's 10 miles down the road, that guy with the whatever he signal, if you got enough power, you're going to get to him more than your friend because he's not hearing him the same way you are. Does that make sense? Okay. Now let me finish this little story. If you're transmitting 5,000 watts and the conditions are exactly right, are you listening? Which, by the way, is illegal to do. Just letting you know. But if you got 1,500 in your ham operator, you can transmit with it. Okay? But if you just say you got, just say you're a, what do they call? You're talking on scab channels. They're not legal. You're not a ham operator. You're talking on illegal frequencies. Okay? You got 1 through 40 that are legal for CB. And then anything else beyond that, you either have to have a ham license or you're scabbing it. You're just stealing it. You're working it. You got me? Okay. Now, there's a bunch of those channels around 11 meters, which is the CB band. They go above CB up to 10 meters or below, which goes down beyond that. Okay? That people have talked on and used to do it quite a bit. And back in the day, skip used to run all the time. Certain times of the day, okay, listen to me closely, Australia would be coming in. England would be coming in. New York from Jacksonville. California from Jacksonville. Every day. And sometimes, yet today, it still does that. Not as much as it was then because we had more solar activity. The solar activity's been a little weak for that. For a while. But that's not here nor there, how is it? But it is. We were told that the radio antenna, wherever it transmits from, only goes out so far. Well, that's true and false. If the conditions are right, listen to me closely, real damn close, because I ain't going to explain this but one more time. When the conditions are perfect for all aspects. If I'm transmitting, just say I'm Cern, harp, the woodpecker, anything like that. Their power, you're not going to hear. If you're 15,000 miles or however far you are from harp, Cern, you're not going to hear it. Unless the conditions are right. Are you listening? If the conditions are right, from the bounce from the atmosphere or the ground, see, it goes boop, 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 boop. It don't lose no power. None. Whatsoever. None. Do you hear me? Not a damn watt. Not one. Not 1 ounce of power does it lose. You get me? I hate it when people try to make me be this damn technical when there's so many dumbass sumbitches out there. But it's like this. When you transmit that power, no matter what the band, what the thing, whatever it is, if it's radio active, if it's radio controlled with scalar, RF power, scalar, it doesn't matter, microwave, whatever it is, if the conditions are right, whatever the power is that you're transmitting, it's going to go to that point to wherever it bounces to. Most radio signals, listen to me closely, end up in outer space. They get reflected and bounced back. Radio is the sound of light. Goes into space. And they talk about light years. They've made movies on it. And they said they got a transmitting in one of these movies that was transmitted back to us from them. Took, I don't know, 50 years to come back because it was so far away. I'm sure all of you seen the movies. That's just an example. And that probably wasn't all that much power. 1,000, 1,500 watts, 2,000 watts, who knows? Even 50,000. Radio. I'm sure that when Hitler was talking back in those days, the first radio communication, they were probably running 25, 30,000 watts on a big old tall antenna. 10% of their area heard it, but space heard it all. So we might eventually get some radio technology come back to us in a scrambled mode, and we may already have. But the point that I'm trying to tell you people is this: whatever the hell this world is trying to do with Cern is not good. And I will tell you this as well: if you got enough band and enough frequencies and enough Cern operations with magnets to 17 miles in diameter, and you got that much power going through these magnets, and you got all these radios and microwave frequencies with cell phones and Wi-Fi all over the world transmit all at the same time, if you think that's not weakening our solar field, you're out of your fucking mind. And the ones that are out there telling you that concerned about Cern, I am been very concerned about Cern for a long damn time. And I'll tell you this, the ones of you that know who I'm talking about, you know that this ain't the first time. And I'm sure now it is not going to be the last. And if it gets any worse, it will blow up into a big old bad boy fight, won't it? Sure as hell will. I just can't believe that I put out a video on the 3rd when this video come out. And back in the day when I was doing solar activity, all the solar stuff, wasn't doing a lot of talking in them. Wasn't really a whole lot to say. I didn't try to make it into a scientific project. I was just trying to tell people when their ham radios was good to go and when they wasn't. And somebody turned it into a circle jerk. So, now that we all know where this is going, I put up a video on the 3rd. This video come out on the 3rd as well. And, you know, this video that I put out, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I am now. I'm actually going to show you back here in the background. That video, just like before, the reason why I quit handling so much on the frequencies, or not frequencies, but the sun so much, is because of that. I'd put out a video, and my video would get held, and held, and held, and held, until it wasn't even popular no more, because people would go to it for their second time to rewatch it. Wouldn't have no views. Well, I put up one on the 3rd. By the morning of the 4th, it had 417. Today's the 5th. And let's see, what time is it right now? I gotta look at my phone because I don't wear a watch. It is 4:36. And when I got home a few minutes ago, it was still 417 views. But it got one more thumb down, and it got like 4 more thumbs up. Isn't that curious? It's been held now for a whole day. So there is a MCN program out there, marketing system, that must have some moderator influence, like a super moderator. Yep. Oh yeah, super glue. Must be one of those things, ain't it? Yep, must be just one of them damn things, huh? Let's see, there was a fella out there that started a big fight with someone we know. Accused him of all kind of things because he wouldn't get on. He wouldn't mention him in a radio show that had nothing to do with him. Nothing. He got all hurt. Well, this particular person was real good friends with this other fella. Yeah, they real good friends. But then that guy went to jail because he harassed and bullied the wrong person eventually. And someone got him about a year ago. Wasn't me. I had nothing to do with him. Don't care. He done what he wanted to do, and he got what he deserved. I'm sure he didn't get nothing but a slap on the wrist and maybe a night in jail. But who gives a shit, right? A troll's always a troll. And now, here it is again at Christmas time. Getting close. The 4th year in a damn row. Someone has got to start some motherfucking bullshit yet again. Wasn't me. I'm just telling you what I know and what I see. And what I think about. And you all know who this person is. But you'll see in the video in the background, because I'm going to show the page. And I really hate it because I thought all that was over. I really did. But this time, to mention from New York to Jacksonville, and then mention my friend, Dutch Sense, in the same aspect. And then talk about the things that I've been talking about in the total opposite way. It means it's a direct blow to start a fight. And, I don't care who you are. I don't anymore. I just don't fly. I don't give a flying shit who you are. You can be God. And as long as I think you lying, I'm going to tell everybody. Straight up. You don't like that? Knock on my door. And we'll talk about it. Other than that, leave me the hell alone. I'll leave you alone. And leave my fucking views alone. That's straight up. I know who you are. You know it. You know now that I know who the fuck you really are. So from my cold damn hands, I damn well mean it. You can fuck off. Much love to all of you others. And y'all all have a great day now, you hear? Much love.